All right, welcome everyone to the first game. I gotta get the right paperwork first. And apparently I don't. So welcome everyone as we get this first game underway here as the Lady Trojans and the Lady Cavaliers get ready to kick this one off tonight in this double header as these two teams get ready to square off. As the Trojans come in with an 11-7 record, 3-2 in conference play. Lady Cavaliers coached by Shane Lowry come in with a 4-11 record, 0-4 on the season. You know, Anna, we've seen these girls play. We saw Culver play last night against Trojans. What kind of things do you think Coach Krall's telling her girls here tonight?
Really get to work to get their shots to go and keep the defense tight and contested, just to block as many shots as they possibly can.
And, you know, and you kind of got to figure here, you know, with Culver, and kind of figure that the defense, you know, they're going to – biggest thing they're going to look to do for them is they're going to look to take away Addison Veers, obviously down low in the post. You know, they don't have a whole lot of size. They don't have anybody over 6 foot, but they do have some girls up there around the 5'8", 5'7" area. But this is a very physical team. We saw them play physical defense. They jump those passing lanes. You got to be on time with your passing. The other thing is you take away Taryn Yates, you take away Kinsey Atkins. So the nice thing with the Trojans, they got more than just one option to go find a way to score. And then, of course, later tonight, the boys will take off. It sounds like you're going to be in the student section. Okay, well, we scared her away, Kenny.
Yep.
So, but like I said, you know, you get ready to look. This is a fun place to play. This is always a good place. Good. Always memorable games we've seen played here. But you know, I think for the Trojans tonight, it's going to come down to ball control. You got to watch turnover rates, and if the first option is not there, don't panic. Look for that second option. I think. And for Culver, for them, like you said, you got to try to take away Addison Veers and try to clean the glass. I mean, they're going to have to be on point. They're going to be extremely efficient on offense because this Trojan team is known for creating chaos and really kind of opposing their will on the opposition as far as it comes from with forcing turnovers and turn those into points. That's one thing this team's really good at, those points off a turnover margin. And this group is getting better each game. You know, they kind of had a tough little go there for a few games, but yeah, they're starting to kind of find their gears again, and they're getting hot at the right time, especially right before Bi-County. So that being said, we're about 2 minutes and 5 seconds before tip-off. We'll take a break and play a couple commercials here from the IHSAA Radio Network.
Hey, Dr. Jenner, what do you remember most about playing high school sports?
Oh, I loved it. I made friends and have memories I'll treasure forever. But what mattered most were the life lessons I learned in the soccer field.
Life lessons. Which are your favorite?
Just being part of a team. You learn so many valuable skills: collaboration, communication, work ethic. These are just some of the lessons that have helped shape the person I am to this day. I'm Dr. Katie Jenner, Indiana Secretary of Education.
For tonight's contest, Mike Willington, Rick Scott, and Ryan Eli. Ladies and gentlemen, here are your starters for tonight's girls varsity contest. First for the visiting Triton Lady Trojans. Number 4, And here are your starters for your home team, the Culver Lady Cavaliers. At guard, 5'5" southpaw, number 10, Grace Bieber. At a second guard, 5'5" junior, number 21, Kaylee Hamilton. At a third guard, 5'6" junior, number 30, Rose Peterson. At forward, 5'5" junior, number 32, Lucy Overmeyer. And at a second forward, a 5'8" sophomore, number 50, Avery Garland.
All right, the starting lineups out there for both teams. Andrew Harrell alongside Anna McIntyre, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler on the call here for this one. As Addison Veers, Taryn Yates, Kinsey Atkins, Jocelyn Faulkner, and Jolie Groves, the 5 out there for the Blue Swish. And the 5 out there for the Culver Lady Cavaliers, number 10, Grace Sieber, number 21, Kaylee Hamilton, number 30, Rose Peterson, number 32, Lucy Overmeyer, and number 50, Avery Garland. We saw a couple of these girls here last night play. And we saw, like I said, we saw them play volleyball. This is a group that they're athletic, they're hardworking, and they're going to play tough from start to finish. So Garland and Veers get ready to get this one tipped off and get underway here. Real quick, want to thank the Culver Athletics after making sure we had a table and set up so we can broadcast here tonight. I can think of a few people that are watching from home. Yates controls the tip, and Triton will start off with the ball on offense here to get things going. Atkins works away from the screen. Yates pulls it back, goes to Veers up top the key. She falls to the floor, almost losing it. Now to Groves in the corner. Faulkner took her eyes off it for a minute. Triton has got to play their level of offense to make Culver play their style of basketball. Faulkner inside the arc will kick it back to Yates. Down to Veers, she's double pull-up jumper in the lane, rattles in, and Triton strikes first.
One thing Coach has talked about is we always need to play our Triton basketball. We don't ever need to play Culver basketball, whoever we're going against. We need to play our style basketball and make them play our style.
Speaking of chaos, Jocelyn Faulkner with the interception, goes up strong in the fast break lane, and it's good. Right there, play our brand of basketball, defense into offense.
Getting those transition shots.
Triton has active hands, and right there, as Faulkner tips it off, and that one goes out of bounds off the foot of Rose Peterson. So Triton forcing 2 turnovers, capitalizing on one of them as Shane Lowry is going to take a timeout and try to refocus his Lady Cavaliers. I think that's a good timeout for them. As Triton, they've kind of came down and swarmed them. You know, they had a long offensive set, but Addison Veers with the nice gets in there. And one thing I love about Addison watching her play is the way she kind of moves in the post. She moves extremely well. She goes to the basket. She doesn't kind of go away. She goes to the basket. Right. She's strong with the basketball every time she gets in there. You're not knocking that ball away, and if you do, you better hang on to it because it doesn't happen often. And Addison shows how strong she is and how mentally she's prepared to play in the post, and it really shows off each game. But then you go with Jocelyn Faulkner, go back to her interception, goes coast to coast. This is a group, those bunny shots, they don't like to miss those bunny shots. And you know they've been working on those. Atkins works right, leaves it for Groves on the right wing. Back on top to Faulkner. Yates now straight away. She'll drive it on the breaks, retreats back to the three-point line. Veers with the up fake. Finds Faulkner here on the near side. She'll try a three. Puts it in. And Triton opens up with a 7-0 run here on the road. As they had their final home game, and they're saying it was tipped by Faulkner. So Triton forced a third turnover. As Overmeyer goes to inbound. Peterson gives it to Sieber. She'll get it past the half-court line, gets trapped in the corner, leaves it back, but there's Taryn Yates to knock it away. Yates takes off. Here comes the cavalry for the Cavaliers, not strong enough. As Taryn Yates gets a basket, and the Trojans continue their run. And Sieber takes her eyes off the ball, and a 4th turnover for the Lady Cavaliers here in this first quarter. Like I said, I love the intensity by Coach Krall's group out there here to start this first quarter. Do you have a 24? Pew. Lizzie Pugh will check in, number 24. We'll get a foul call.
Oh, I need my paper. Fouls on number 34, Lucy Overmeyer. That's her first, team's first.
Yates will go to the free throw line for 2 here. You know, Triton on the season, a 60% free throw shooting team. Yates gets that one to go. Well, I guess they must have called an and one opportunity. Pugh with it. Kicks it on over to Overmeyer. Now up to Peterson as she'll drive, and Addison Veers cuts it off. Up goes Hamilton, and Culver gets on the board. Good ball movement there by the Cavaliers to find their first points of the basketball game. Finds Faulkner here at the short corner jumper, blocked there by Peterson. The putback's good by Addison Veers. I wish I had the stat for how many second chance points that Addison has on the season, because she gets a rebound and goes right back to the basket. I love it. She gets a rebound there, and she'll tip it to Kinsey Atkins. Atkins in transition, puts on the brakes.
I didn't catch you missed that, Dunner.
I didn't either. Knocked away by Overmyers. That one goes out of bounds. First one to say, thanks Sam, helping us with stats as well here tonight.
Yeah, we can unmute him. He can talk if he wants.
I don't know. I liked his intros. Veers missed that jumper. Faulkner will try another 3 from the same spot. Off the mark. Veers trying to run it down the corner and does. Garland's going to stick to her there in the corner. It's down to Yates. Double team that goes off the face of Peterson. Peterson comes right in and knocks away. Yates fighting for it. That's going to go out of bounds. Looks like it went off of the Trojans. Oh, they're going to say it went off the Cavaliers there. They kind of look Taryn might have kicked that one, but then, hey, you know, she might have got a piece of it.
When Peterson jumped over, she touched it.
She touched it, okay. It's awfully fast there. Taryn's one tough ball player. She's not afraid. She gets banged up. She's like, I'm not done. I'm not going to sit down.
And then the ref keeps pointing to her nose, so she must have rubbed her nose right on that floor.
Imagine that. She'll feel that one tomorrow. That's not going to feel good. Yates up top the key. She'll drive. Peterson stops her there. Now down to Veers. She'll fade away off the glass. No good. Rebound goes to Pugh. Hamilton trying to get across. And 10-second violation on the Cavaliers.
That was a nice tight defense there by Jocelyn.
And, you know, that's what, like this group, I said active hands. The guards play extremely well. They're aggressive. They're getting a lot better where they're really starting to control their body when they go to defend someone. They're not being reckless, but they're being smart with how they guard. Jolie Groves, she'll dial long range. Off the side iron, no good. She runs down her own rebound in the corner, and she gets it to Veers down the right wing. Veers works to the corner now. Gets trapped, throws it away. They must miss a substitution as Macy McEwen will check in, number 44 for the Cavaliers. Pugh now in the corner, caught by Faulkner. Peterson splits the defense. She's got a 2-on-1. Feeds it to McEwen, blocked by Veers. Madison Veers, you want to see how to textbook how to block somebody in the post, you just watch her play. She times it well. Great instincts by that young lady. Three-pointer on the way, off the mark for Overmeyer, and Veers gets another rebound. Yates up the floor now, has Atkins on the far corner. She'll pull for a free throw line jumper off the mark. Faulkner boxes out. Shots blocked there by Peterson, but Veers there to put it back up and in as Triton extends their lead. Pugh goes through. Regains control. Hamilton will dial long range. Off the side iron, no good. Faulkner with the rebound. The Trojans clean the defensive glass well here tonight. Down to Atkins. Thought about the corner or the elbow jumper. Kicks it back to Veers, who goes baseline. Groves now back to Faulkner. Finds Yates. Yates will drive, pull up jumper on the way. Off the mark, no good. Rebound goes to McEwen. Peterson puts on the brakes. Kicks it to McEwen. Hamilton's got it now. Kinsey Atkins with the active hand. She'll take off and on the fast break. Up and in. Another point off turnover for the Lady Trojans here in this one. Because it's been all Trojans here in this first half, or the first quarter. It's Hamilton trying to get separation against Faulkner, who's playing some outstanding defense. Overmeyer for 3 from the far side and gets that one to go. She'll stop the run there as the Cavaliers. Oh, and Peterson intercepts it off the inbound. And Groves gets the defensive board. Faulkner now in the corner. Back to Groves. Feeds Kinsey Atkins. She'll go through the lane, goes up and gets fouled. And she'll go to the line for 2.
Fouls on number 32, Lucy Overmeyer. That's her second, team second.
Atkins about a 63% free throw shooter, goes to the line for 2. First one on the way, connects. And that's another thing, the Trojans, they've been consistent with their free throw shooting. Some games weren't as good as others, but yet this group still finds a way to, they find a way to improve with those each game. It's against Oregon Davis there tonight, 82% from the charity stripe, one of their best marks of the year. At 100% earlier. As Veers goes to the putback, she hits the deck hard in the low block. Peterson gets the rebound. Peterson takes off. She'll split, gets a tip from behind by Kinsey Atkins, and Faulkner takes it away. Triton again running the floor. Gets tipped around. Yates had it, but what they say went off a Sieber, and Triton hangs on to it down here on their side of the court. Argus was the game they had 100%. They were 7-7 that night.
What?
For free throws.
Oh.
Yates drives, goes up and in and out with the putback. Yates elevates and tips it in. Culver trying to find their gears as Kinsey Atkins knocks it away, but throws it away to Garland. As the Cavaliers, Triton's kind of taking a page of their book last night as Atkins gets called for the reach. We saw Culver girls last night in the JV game jumping passing lanes, but yet tonight that's what the Trojans are doing, creating chaos with their defense, jumping the passing lanes, knocking it away, and getting those easy buckets on the other side.
Yeah. Working on that, keeping that tight defense has been one big thing that they've been doing, and getting rebounds too.
3-pointer for Pugh off the mark as it clears the rim. That one goes out of bounds. This is also a potential sectional matchup between these two teams. Is Culver one of those teams in our sectional? Or always in our sectional. I believe sectionals. Is it here?
Yes.
So we'll be back here for sectionals late in here in just a few weeks. Down to Veers in the low block, pull up jumper in the lane. Bank is open, and Triton crosses the 20-point mark here in the first quarter. A timeout for Culver. As the Trojans, this is their second highest point total in the first quarter. 25 points put up in that first quarter against Elkhart Christian earlier this season. But if you're Coach Crawl down there, Kenny, what are you telling these girls? I mean, granted, you haven't got to watch this group, so I get to pick on you a little bit all years. You haven't been to do these games, but if you're down there, what are you telling your girls?
I mean, that intensity for doing that full court press, you'll probably back that off a little bit, just so you can get longevity through the game. But, yeah, keep up that good defense, because that's where most of all your points seem to be scored, is all on our left side of this court.
And that's exactly right. I think that's a good analysis there, but at the same time, don't relax. Keep your foot on the gas, but don't relax on defense, because you do that, you're going to let Culver right back in the game. And for Culver, Anna, what kind of things, if you're down there, Coach Lyer, what are you telling these girls? I mean, unfortunately, you're down on the board. What kind of things would you be saying to them? Keep that tight defense.
Especially like with Addison down in the low post, but she sometimes can shoot from outside the arc. So just keeping an eye on Addison and Taryn and Kinsey too. And I mean, all of our girls, they can shoot from wherever on the court. So keeping that tight defense, I think, is going to be important.
One thing that really impressed me about Culver last night was how well they run the floor. Their ball movement's good. They just kind of got to tie it together and got to really look where they're going with that basketball, so you can eliminate some of those turnovers. They'll in this ball game. Sieber with the runner right there. You see that athleticism, found her way through the lane and gets that one to go. Yates takes off. Let's see, offense takes shape as the final minute of the first quarter here is going to get underway. It's Faulkner on the right wing. Back to Atkins. Goes to Yates in the left wing. Atkins thought about the three. Finds Yates. Feeds it down to Veers. Catch and shoot jumper on the baseline off the side of the backboard. No good. And Pugh gets the rebound. Peterson now takes off. 40 seconds to go here in the first. Feeding it. Skip past to Sieber. Three-pointer on the way. Off the mark. Garland trying to run it down. Julia Groves is there to get that one. Groves cleaning the glass well here in this first quarter. Over to Atkins, transition three on the way. Can't get that one to go. Tipped by Faulkner. Sieber's going to come away there with 20 seconds to go. She'll take off. Kicks on the Jets, up and in. Rebound and basket for her. That was a good play by Sieber to accelerate, get past Yates, and take that one all the way in. As they're going on a little run here to end the first. Feeds to Faulkner in the short corner, up off the glass, no good, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Triton leads 21-9. Boy, I felt like a really long first quarter. I don't know about anybody else. I mean,
had a few fouls there, but it didn't really seem like a lot that should have slowed it up.
No. I mean, maybe it's because we called JV last night. And
a little less time.
It was a little less time.
Well, since it takes a little bit to sync stuff up here in between, Triton's been shooting 50%, 8 of 16, only got 1 3-point of their 4 to drop. Culver 3 of 5, and the same deal, only 1 of 6 on their 3-pointers to drop. And turnovers, I had Culver at 9 and Triton at 3.
So like I said, for Culver, just clean up those turnovers. I mean, they can get right back in this ball game. Just be efficient on offense. Take your time. Really kind of, if they can slow down the Trojans here, I think that'll be a big help for them going forward.
I think another thing with Culver, if they can get this full court broke here when they're just, once they get to half court, if they got it broke, they're usually on a 2-on-3 or so, and 3-on-2,
and they have numbers, and usually the only per kind of down there at times is Addison, and she's in position, but you got 3 players against 1. Dude, that's going to open up a lot of opportunities. So Veers, Groves, Atkins, Yates, and Faulkner, the 5 out there. So that's the starting group. Peterson, Garland, Bryn Burnt, who just checked in, number 20, Sieber, and Overmeyer, the 5 out there for the Lady Cavs. Garland puts it on the floor, kicks it back to Overmeyer. Tight defense by Atkins, goes to Sieber. Sieber drives, runner in the lane, no good. Veers reaches up, tries to get that one, it looks like it went off the leg of Bryn Burnt. And the Trojans get it back. Of course, like I said, the first of the doubleheader here tonight is we'll have the varsity boys after this one.
They'll be on a different stream, so you'll have to, we'll have it live there, about 5 minutes or so before the game starts. So you have to switch over to that other stream.
Fierce pull-up jumper off the mark. Faulkner with the offensive board. They're going to call an offensive foul on the Trojans.
That foul's on number 12, Jocelyn Faulkner. That's her first, team second.
As Kroll's going to pull off the press. Let her team hold down on the defensive end in the half court. Changing speeds. Overmeyer corrals it in the corner. Atkins, Senior, almost throws it away as Garland gets it off the tip pass. He just Burnt in the corner. Peterson drives now, kicking out. Overmeyer for a deep 3 on the far side, no good. That one's rebounded by Peterson. Spheres had it for a moment. Culver goes back to work in the half court. In the corner now. 3-pointer for Peterson. Off the front iron, no good. And Jocelyn Faulkner gets the rebound. She'll take off. Here comes Burnt on the defensive side. Yates with the putback and good. And Triton gets the first basket here in the second quarter. Culver's getting looks. They keep shooting. Those shots will drop. Like I said, this is a hard-working group. We saw, like I said, last night was our first look at them this year, but watch them play volleyball this year. This is a group that there's a lot of potential. As that one off the mark for Peterson. As Veers and Bryn Burnt get tied up. But here comes Rose Peterson up and in. That was a nice steal in the basket there. She cut off the passing lane. As Atkins gets up top the key. Now goes to Groves down the far side. Back to Faulkner. She'll try a straightaway 3. Off the mark. Veers reaches up and draws the foul after trying to attempt to put back on the offensive board.
Foul's on number 30, Rose Peterson, that's her first, team's third.
Veers will go to the line for 2. Be her first trip here tonight. She'll connect on that first one. Second one drops as Addison Veers perfect on that trip. Pushes their lead. So what Culver can do here on offense. High passes here. She goes up and gets that one. And Yates takes it away now. Puts on the brakes. Nice defense by Sieber. She'll lose it. Faulkner all by herself. She'll go up and she'll get the friendly roll. Keep an eye because about every time, it don't matter what side, if someone gets a shot, they get the shot and take off, someone's bumping into somebody when they take off. As Byrne will lose that one out of bounds. The Trojans take back over. 11th turnover by our count. Like I said, if Culver can really get those turnovers down, they're back in this ball game. It's still early. It's only the first half.
They must have watched the IU game last night.
Yeah, I didn't.
I heard about that.
Because when I heard he wasn't wearing the suit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to watch. That's going to be bad.
I wore an IU sweatshirt today. My mom goes, you know they lost last night. I said, I don't care.
And Garland's deep 2 off the mark. Yates, high pass to Faulkner, who's got to bring it back into play and finds it to Groves. Veers, catch and shoot 3 on the way, puts it in. Addison Veers connects from beyond the arc.
Like I said, she can shoot from anywhere.
And she's got 13 points now.
And she's been practicing those. I've watched her practice that shot. She gets a look. She's not afraid to take it. Overmeyer on the left wing. Atkins gets a piece of it. Sieber with the deep 3. Can't answer back. Veers clears the boards. Yates goes to Atkins in the corner as Culver's taking away Kinsey Atkins in her 3-point shot as Groves misses the basket there, and that one goes out of bounds, and the Cavaliers take over as Pugh and Hamilton will check in. Peterson goes on over to Sieber. Now down to Garland at the free throw line. Kicks out, finds Pugh. Good closeout defense by Faulkner. Garland sees an open look, and she'll take it. And that one connects from the high post. Yates now takes off. Feeds it. Miscommunication as the Trojans will turn it over. 6th turnover by our count here tonight. Peterson waits for Pugh to get freed up. Right, calls for right back. Steps to a 3, blocked by Faulkner. Yates looking for Atkins deep. Atkins has got to elevate to bring it back, but couldn't quite get it there. It's a deep pass. Couldn't bring it back into play. I think that's one thing Trojans got to clear out. They got to control those passes. Keep them in check. Yeah, you're up on the board, but you got to still play disciplined basketball the rest of the way out.
Not throwing those full court passes and looking to see who's open closer.
Yates knocks it away, and she'll take it right back. Yates past the half-court line. Feeding it down to Veers, leads her right up and in, and Addison Veers draws the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2.
Fouls on number 50, Avery Garland. That's her first, team's 4th.
See, you're getting it figured out.
Yeah.
It only took you how many games?
Andy? You're asking for it.
I know. Veers misses her first free throw. It's okay. Orion will pick on me the next game. Don't worry. Second free throw gets the friendly roll. And McEwen will check back in.
What's the prediction of his game, Andy? You didn't tell me.
Well, prediction
Where's
coming in
that?
was 51-34. Triton favored.
Oh, I found it.
Last time these two teams met, Triton won at home. And the last 20 years, Triton leads that series 18-9. But Culver, this is, they're a fairly young team. There's one senior on this team. There's a handful of juniors, but there's a lot of freshmen we saw get a lot of playing time last night. That the future's bright for the Cavaliers going forward.
Looks like they're going to have a handful of seniors next year.
A handful. We may need to help Sam out at halftime. Yeah. Not a problem. We can help you with that. Pugh goes on over to Hamilton. Up to Peterson. Goes to McEwen here on the near side. Hamilton now. Tipped by Yates again. The Cavaliers regain possession. Finds Hamilton in the corner to Pugh. High pass for Peterson. Faulkner runs it down, trying to get there. Still a loose ball. Faulkner gets fouled on the way to the basket. It'll be on the floor. And on the Cavaliers is...
Fouls on number 30, Rose Peterson. That's her second, team's fifth.
Peterson, like we said, Andrew said, called for the foul. It was kind of a... You didn't know if she was going to run it down. I think she was going to let it go, and then...
Thing is, I think she was smart enough that she got her established in bounce before she touched that ball.
Yes. Overmeyer checks back in for the Cavaliers. Tipped by Sieber. She'll take off. Yates trying to get back there to stop her. She's off the mark on the fast break basket. Yates takes off, looking down the floor. She'll take it herself and goes to the run right in the middle of the lane, off the mark. But she'll reach right back in. And Triton called for the foul.
Fouls on number 4, Taryn Yates. That's her first, team's third. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not looking like anything. I'm just impressed you know the fouls. I haven't looked at the board yet.
Well, I haven't said Taryn's name yet.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Overmeyer goes down to Byrne on the baseline. Tipped around, and Yates takes it away. And Sieber reaching right back and getting it. Bryn Burnt with the left hand and good. We saw her do that last night where she did miss. Probably to what we said, the fourth quarter?
Yeah, she made it clear into the fourth quarter. I think she missed a free throw or something. But, yeah, she was perfect.
Veers leans into that one and can't get it to go. We'll get a foul call on Culver.
Fouls on number 44, Macy McEwen. Her first, team sixth.
Addison Veers back to the line. 3 of 4 tonight.
I didn't even have to ask you how to pronounce it.
See, you're learning.
Figuring things out.
Trojans 67% here tonight. Spheres gets ready to take another one. The Trojans making the most of their opportunities, though. Spheres perfect on that trip. And I love seeing a team hit free throws. Nothing irritates me more.
You're not wrong.
Oop.
Yates takes a page out of the Emma Hepler playbook with that kick. Kicked ball. I wish we had a butt in that game. What would we say?
Yeah.
It had at least been, what 7, 8 times?
Yeah, at least.
Atkins feeding it up to Yates in transition. She'll regain control. Can't get that one to go. Pugh with the rebounds. We're near the final minute here of the first half. Overmeyer now on the near side. Goes to Sieber. She'll try a corner three. Off the glass of the rim, no good. Faulkner with the rebound. Leaves it for Yates. Faulkner will get it. Now goes to Groves. Veers trying to get position down low. Good defense by McEwen. Kinsey Atkins will try a three. Can't get it up, but the putbacks up and in for Addison Veers. That was loud.
Not sure what that was.
Burnt goes through, gets one to call there. It's Jolie Groves on the defensive side. The Trojans, I believe, yet to make a substitution.
No, that's...
This quarter's gone by real fast. Yates down the far side corner trying to direct traffic. She'll drive, goes on the baseline, off the mark. Good defense by Burnt. Veers gets blocked. Gets that one blocked. Faulkner off the mark, and McEwen with the rebound. Inside 10 seconds. Sieber takes off in a hurry. Runner in the lane, up and off the glass and good. That's going to do it for the first half. Triton leads 35-17 as they head into the locker room. Get the stats pushed over, then we'll get Sam figured out over here. Oh, you got it.
Takes just a bit here. We should get this synced up a little quicker, but I know of only one other way to do it, and it's a big mess.
What's that?
Get another screen, and then you actually do it on this computer on the second screen. Then it saves it instantly. Ooh, $500. Ooh,
Oh, and
Andy, there we go. You got to make them all to get that.
Go, Andy.
There you go.
That's okay.
All right, here we go. It's synced up here. Trojans free throws 7-10. Culver did not get to the line. 2-pointers 11-26. Culver 7-14. 3-point 2 of 8 and 1 of 11, and 9-15 on the turnovers. Sieber led the way there with 6. Overmeyer with 3. Burnt and Hamilton with 2, and Peterson also with 2. As far as fouls, we got Peterson and Overmeyer with 2. That's anything that's going to have to worry about for the Trojans. Veers with 18, Yates with 7, Faulkner with 7, and Atkins with 3. And they're just Yates, Faulkner, and Atkins all with single fouls.
So that being said, we'll take a break. We'll be back after halftime right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell. This is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Paul, we are in January. We're playing basketball, we're wrestling, we're swimming. We've got things going on. And one of the things coming up on the 23rd of this month, the pairing show for the girls' state championship. Always an exciting night. Honored to be asked back with the one and only Greg Rakestraw. And we're looking forward to it because this basketball season, not only for the boys but girls, has been very, very exciting. Things are starting to separate themselves in terms of contenders and those who are having good seasons. So we're looking forward to the 23rd of January for the pairing show.
We are, and you know, it's always fun to we always go in the back room and we find some basketballs there and we put a little air in them, and when I start hearing that air pump go, we know that tournament season's right around the corner. And Coach, you know, I get to come in here on a couple Sundays from now, the 23rd, and you know that what goes on behind the scenes to get ready for the tournament, your prep, you know, Greg Rakestraw's prep. You guys are so knowledgeable about teams in the state of Indiana and what they've done throughout the season, but then we bring that live in the pairing show. You know, that's just one more thing that's special about Indiana high school basketball.
Well, you're very kind. I think that Heath Shanahan and the job that he's done with the IHSAA Champions Radio and TV network is stellar. He's the guy building all those graphics that people are going to see on this video stream. Greg and I do our work. Greg is a freak of nature, as you know, Paul. I mean, he can come in with a 2-inch stack of notes, and then once the camera starts, he never references those notes and never misses a beat. And so there's a lot going on. And the other part of it, too, is we know that this is one of the biggest nights of the entire season, and this is one of the, you know, aside from actually being in the action, being in the arena, so to speak, it's a tension-filled night because you're finding out what your fate is in the upcoming tournament.
That's exactly right. And we see that tension. We see those teams and the camaraderie going on through social media channels. And, these teams are gathering. They're having some wings or some pizza along the way, and they're with their family, their second family, their team, watching what's going on. And their preparation is ongoing, but it begins at a different level when those teams are announced that night.
Paul Neidig with us, our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. You know what? If you're a kid playing football in the state of Indiana, you have a chance to play your championship game in the same facility that just hosted a national championship, and obviously the Colts. And we've talked about this before at length. Same thing with basketball. We hosted the NCAA tournament last year at various venues, including Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And so, watching Alabama and Georgia slug it out Monday night was kind of fun, knowing that IHSAA teams will be there coming up after Thanksgiving.
That's exactly right. And Indiana, Bob, I don't think it's a surprise to people about how special I think Indiana is, and I get to see what other states are and what a national lens looks like in the high school market. And I can tell our viewers and listeners that nobody does it like Indiana. It's such a special venue where the Colts and that organization, Lucas and Lucas Oil, treat us exactly like they do the national championship teams that come in there and that experienced that venue in this town last weekend. And it's the same way with basketball. With Gainbridge Fieldhouse. The Pacers are phenomenal partners, and they want us there. They want student athletes of the state of Indiana to finish their state championship on an annual basis in that building, built for basketball here in the state of Indiana.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
All right, welcome back, everyone, as Triton leads here 35-17. Andy O'Hara alongside Anna McIntyre, Kenny Barnhart, and the Hall of Famer Orion Lemler here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network. We also got Sam over here working on our right side, working on those stats for us, helping us out. Appreciate his help. Although he's got an idea I think we're going to have to work with here soon.
Yep.
What?
Oh, it's a surprise. It's a surprise. We got to keep this quiet.
I got to leave now.
What do you mean you got to leave now?
I got to go. My ride's here.
Your ride's here.
You're keeping secrets from me, Andy? That's scary.
Oh,
You're going to, like, call me out.
No. It is actually
awesome.
Really cool. Something I really like. I think it's going to be a good addition.
We need to get it done.
Can you tell me?
We need to have it done for next week, since we're going to be camped at LaVille all next week.
True.
Have lots of broadcasts next week.
Oh, yeah, plenty of those.
Can you, like, tell me after the game?
We'll see. Leave her in the dark.
No, don't do that to me.
It's nothing.
I know. I just like messing with her. Veers, Faulkner, Atkins, Bulis, and Taryn Yates, the 5 out there for Triton is Burnt, Sieber, Garland, Overmeyer, and Peterson, the 5 out there as that shot's off the mark from Atkins. Bulis now has it, goes cross court. Atkins alone for 3. She'll try it, and she'll connect from beyond the arc. And Triton strikes first coming out of the halftime locker room. And you know, one thing I've liked seeing from these Trojans here in the last few games is they're coming out strong out of the halftime locker room.
Since OD, I think they had a reality check. Kind of just kicked them into gear.
Addison Veers reaches up and spikes that one right back down. Overmeyer regains control. Peterson in the corner. Down to Garland, too high of a pass. Addison Veers trying to crowd. Burnt takes it away, but she'll step on the baseline, and the Trojans get it back. Kaden's concerned too now.
Uh-oh.
Concerning Indianapolis.
You can't tell Kaden and not tell me, Andy. That's just mean.
Still have to tell anybody.
Yeah, it's.
Bulis will try a 3 from the near side. Just short of the mark, just off the side iron. Good look. Here's fighting for it, but I think we're going to get a jump ball call. The Trojan faithful didn't like that one. Coach Krall was.
She reacts to things actually very well.
She does. However, like her and I discussed after the Winamac game, she sure gets her steps in her coach's box down there. She wears a groove in the floor.
Yep.
Sieber now receives it as they'll take over here after the jump ball call. Jocelyn Faulkner takes away. We're going to get a foul call, I believe, on the Cavaliers coming here.
Foul on number 20, Bryn Burnt. That's her team's first.
Back to Veers, top of the key. Nice feed down to Yates, up and in. The assist to Addison Veers. Trojans up over that 40-point mark and a timeout for Culver. As Coach Lowry wants to talk it over. Of course, he's in his second season here with Culver. And Brett Burnt, the JV coach, having a word with these girls out there. You know, they got a good coaching staff. Really work hard with those girls. Like I said, I think the future's bright for Culver. Just kind of get some work, and I think this is going to be a good group. Of course, Triton, Coach Krall, first-year head coach, has done fairly well for herself.
She has.
So as we said, the second of the doubleheader will be on a different stream here for the boys. Been on a separate stream here after this game. So both teams not changing their lineup. Sieber works left. Gets it back. She'll drive, tipped by Atkins. She'll knock it away, leads it up to Yates. Here comes Bryn Burnt running down the fast break, but Yates doesn't flinch and goes up and in with that one. I didn't want to say cruise control there because there was some turbulence coming there.
I mean, yeah. You could have said that, Andy.
I know, but I don't want to shake things up. Garland catch and shoot jumper from the free throw line, gets the home roll to go in. Atkins on the right wing. Here's trying to get position. Overmeyer's kind of Dropping him in behind, helping Garland double team Addison Veers. Veers pull-up jumper on the baseline off the mark. Bulis tries to come knock it away. Addison Veers fighting for it. It's on the floor and out and around, but they're saying it went off of Culver, and Triton hangs on to it. Well, did they point to Culver?
He said white. But he pointed that way.
Yeah, he pointed that way. So I was like, okay, so it's Culver basketball. I was like, he pointed that way, so that's what I went off of. Peterson on the far side. Goes to Burnt in the corner. She'll try a three. Off the mark, too strong. Overmeyer trying to get the offensive board and does, so she'll go to the corner. Down to Garland. Bulis knocks it away, and Addison Veers corrals it. Yates has got pressure coming. Handles it, goes to Faulkner far side. Transition three on the way, no good off the back iron. Gets her own rebound, follows her shot, and gets the putback to go. The age-old adage, follow your shot. And Jocelyn Faulkner does that to a T right there. Overmeyer loses that one as Yates has two defenders, puts on the brakes, goes back up off the glass and good. Yates with another steal in the basket. Triton continue to get points off of turnovers here tonight.
That gets Yates to 13.
So we got two Trojans in double figures between Yates and Veers. Culver regains control. And we got a double dribble call on the Lady Cavaliers. That'll bring Hamilton in as the boys, the Trojans will head to the locker room to get ready. Emily Bug will be Triton's second substitution here this evening. She'll come in for Kinsey Atkins. And Pugh will check in for the Lady Cavs. Faulkner, she'll drive, goes up strong, draws the foul. They're going to say it's on the floor.
Oh, sorry. I don't remember who that was on.
Ashley Pugh, number 24.
Okay. That's her first.
Caught her napping. Veers goes up off the glass, no good. Gets her own rebound, goes back up and draws the foul.
Fouls on number 50, Avery Garland. That's her second, team's third. See, I got that one.
There you go.
I was like zoned out last time. I don't know why. Hey, it's finally Friday. Which means we got a weekend.
That means there's a lot of work to do.
That's what I said. I got tons of work that's got to be done.
I don't even know what I'm doing this weekend.
Here's his second free throw. Connects there as the Trojans pushing their lead. Jenna Bulis gets the steal. She'll take off. Here comes Burnt. Bulis goes up. She'll draw the foul, and she'll go to the line for two more.
Fouls on number 20, Bryn Burnt. That's her second. Team's
Yes.
fourth.
Bulis connects on her free throw opportunities. McEwen and Sieber will check in. Emily Bug will rotate into the backcourt with Taryn Yates. Bulis' second free throw. Can't get the bounce, but Veers gets the rebound, goes back up and draws another foul. You know, it's working well for the Trojans here. Get the rebound, go back up in traffic, and draw the foul. Working well. I like it. Does that foul be on Pugh? It's her second.
Yes.
Oh,
Team's
sorry.
fifth.
Long day. Yesterday was a long day too.
I hear you. Here's the second free throw, connects. She's 9 of 10 on the free throw line as the Trojans now 3 points away to get the running clock as they lead by 32. If they get to 35, it's a running clock the rest of the way out. Sieber goes to Pugh on the far side. Works the screen from McEwen, but I think we're going to have a moving screen, and we will.
I don't know who was on. It was on 44, Maisie McEwen. That's her second, team sixth. I was waiting.
Okay, that's it. I'm not saying nothing.
I say I always kind of just double check because there's been some times that we've thought it was, and when they come over and to the scorers table, it's not who we thought it was.
Veers will drive, takes off the glass, and gets the roll.
Gets her up to 24 points.
McEwen goes to Peterson. She'll go with the up fake. Tipped by Yates. Yates takes off down the sideline. Tries to feed it around, but we're going to get a foul call on the Cavaliers. It should put the Trojans in the bonus if it is on Culver.
Fouls on number 30, Rose Peterson. That's her third, team 7.
And Jolie Groves, I think we'll check in for Yates eventually. And Atkins will check in for Faulkner. Yates with the 1-1 bonus. First shot is live. Fears with the putback, draws the foul. I like the interchange between Addison and Coach Krall.
Yeah.
She sits there, it's all smiles, like the two are joking back and forth with one another.
They do, all the time.
I like it. And Coach Krall has really just done a great job, and how she kind of connects with these girls is, it's really good to see. So Triton will have the running clock the rest of the way out as they lead by 35, so it will be a running clock the rest of the way out. Second one goes in for Addison Veers, and she's got
26. 11 of 12 from the free throw line.
Right there.
And even got
3 points.
And even got a three-pointer in there.
I imagine she's close to a double-double over there, Sam, with the rebounds and everything. We'll check in between quarter break. Pugh now on the left wing. Sieber now. Pugh on the corner. Only Bug closing off the shot. Runner by Sieber's up, and she can get the friendly bounce. So that'll give her
8 points. She's leading Culver.
We saw her come in and play a little bit in the JV matchup last night. She played really well. Addison Veers about the glass, banks open.
I forget. Does running clock stop for timeouts?
Stops for timeouts.
Free throws and emergency timeouts, right? Or medical timeouts, whatever you want to call it. Fouls on number 20, Jenna Bielis. That's her first, team's first.
So Hamilton goes to inbound.
She's got a double-double.
She has a double-double. She has 14 rebounds on the day to go along with those 28 points. As Emily Bug corrals the loose ball. Up to Groves. She'll go off the glass. Can't get the roll. Veers catches it, goes back up, gets it blocked, but goes right back up and in. Addison Veers, 30 points. She's 4 points away from her career high. What?
Why did you say that?
That's fine. It's fine.
I was going to say it, but then I didn't.
Well, you got to be faster to the gun there, kiddo.
No, I'm not saying that. You could just jinxed it.
That's
I'm not Orion.
About it.
I'm not Orion.
That's true.
I can say because he can't hear me right now.
Sieber didn't get that three-point attempt.
He's not even phased.
Bielis will get fouled. As the clock will stop for her to go to shoot free throws.
Fouls on number 10, Grace Sieber. That's her first, team's 9th.
I'm going to guess Macy Hensley's going to check in for Addison Veers. I'm just guessing here.
I'm assuming.
Bielis' free throw in and out. Garland will check in. No, she's coming for Emily Bug. So Addison's not done yet. And the second free throw for Bielis goes in. That's her second, 2 of 4 from the free throw line here tonight. She had some nice steals earlier in this quarter. Sieber with a deep three. And Burnt tries to catch him, feed it back in, but she'll catch it out of bounds, and the Trojans take back over. And Atkins will bring up the floor. Velos' shot off the mark. Veers goes up, can't get the roll. She'll catch it right back. Up, no good. Macy Hensley now with the putback. Veers with the putback and in. Between the two twin towers down there, between Macy Hensley and Addison Veers, just had to reach up and tip it in.
She's all laughs and smiles down there. Her and Macy.
So that'll do it for the third quarter. Triton leads 62-21 as they head into the fourth. As they're in search for their 12th win of the year. And varsity girls basketball, Knox at the end of the first quarter leads LaVille 14-12. Up there at LaVille here tonight. And that is the only girls conference game tonight. That is correct. That came from Orion. Doesn't have a headset here for this one, but we'll get him talking in the next one because you're disappearing.
For one game, Andy. One game.
Well, Kenny's got the calendar up. We'll take her away.
Well, the biggest note that did develop today is on Monday night when we go to LaVille. That's JV night. The LaVille does not have a JV, enough girls for JV, so Triton will get the forfeit bye, and they'll be automatically go to Wednesday night JV. So the JV boys game will get moved up to a 6:30 start then. So that is a note for Monday night. Then Tuesday night's varsity night. Start out with the girls at 6:30, and then the boys follow there at 8 or a little after.
Yates now up the floor, goes to Atkins on the right wing. Three's on the way. Off the mark, no good. Faulkner couldn't quite get there in time. And Culver takes over. So it's Hensley, Yates, Atkins, Groves, and Faulkner, the five out there for Triton. And Sieber brings it up. She's out there with Peterson, Bryn Burnt, also checking in as Banks, number 30. And Olivia Overmeyer, number 40, will also check in as Sieber shot off the mark. Atkins gets the rebound. She gets knocked down. And they'll stay right here with the Cavaliers. She'll lose it out of bounds. Sieber goes in the corner to Banks. Gets it right back. Back to Peterson. She'll step into a straightaway three and connects. Good look there for Peterson. Plenty of space. Not afraid to shoot down as Atkins with the runner off the back iron. No good. Tip by Sieber. Yates goes to run it down. Goes down to Hensley. She'll get a nice look to the basket and she'll connect on that one. Hensley all smiles after that shot. On their way down the floor. Peterson now drives, kicks it back to Burnt. Banks down the left wing. Skip pass on over to Peterson. And she'll try a three off the mark. Hensley fighting for it. Burnt takes it away. And we'll get a foul call on the Trojans.
Nothing. Who's that on, Macy?
Yes.
That's her first, team second. Sorry, I was laughing. At Macy. Something she said.
Oh,
Overmeyer's got it. Burnt gets it up, and Peterson comes away out of traffic with the ball. As the shot from Sieber off the mark. Triton gets it back. So Trojans, next time they're on the floor, they'll be in the Bi-County tournament. So they'll take on LaVille.
That's Tuesday night.
It's Tuesday night.
The varsity.
And Culver will be playing Glenn. Start off their tournament this year. And like I said, very good chance these two teams could see each other in sectional play here in a couple weeks, as that sectional draw will be next Saturday. Sunday.
Yeah, they usually do those on Sunday. Sunday.
Oh, there you go. Yates goes up and in. Sieber drives, kicks it out. Or excuse me, Peterson drives, kicks it out. Now to Burnt. She'll pull up with a pull-up jumper from the side off the mark. Groves fighting for it. Tips it to Yates, and she'll take off. Leading Atkins up the floor. Burnt will knock it away, and she'll get the steal. As Banks now goes down the floor, up to Peterson, up and in. We're going to get a foul call on Culver coming here on the reach.
Fouls on number 30, Rose Peterson. That's her 4th, team's 10th.
Madison Veers checks back in. Bulis, Emily Bug also out there with Yates will be shooting these free throws, and Macy Hensley. I'm sure we'll see some JV players here in these next 4.5 minutes. Get some varsity time as Yates connects on the first free throw. Puts her up to 16.
16 points.
And Pugh will now check in for the Cavaliers. Yates' second free throw gets the friendly bounce to go in. Three-point on the way for Pugh, connects for the Cavaliers. Back on the board. As Yates trying to lead it, just
Fire pass.
a little too much heat on that one.
A little too much. Now she's laughing about it. She's like, it's fine.
Pugh hit a corner three a moment ago, and she goes back to back from that near side corner. Up to Bulis on the far side. Goes to Emily Bug, now goes to Yates. She'll drive, puts on the brakes, retreats back to the corner. Down to Hensley. Hensley looks to score. She'll go up, can't get that one to go. Rebound goes to Overmeyer. 3.5 to go. Burnt gets it knocked away from behind by Yates. Emily Bug goes up, gets it knocked away by Burnt there, and Triton hangs on to it. Now Maya Williams looks to check in for the Cavaliers. She had some really nice moments last night.
Yes, she did.
Played really strong in the post. Only a freshman.
Emily?
Amaya Williams has just checked in. Will you pay attention?
No, I thought you said Emily.
No.
Sorry, that was my bad. I got bad hearing, Andy.
And
Now ball it around. Hensley's got it. Goes up the floor to Yates. Yates will drive, goes up strong with it off the glass and gets it to go. A point of turnover for the Trojans as Sydney King looks to check in. Overmeyer kicks out to Pugh. Cross court to Banks as Addison Veers fighting for it, but Banks kicked it out of bounds. And Sydney King will check in for Addison Veers as she'll be done for the night.
Finishing with 32 points. So her alone took care of Culver.
But most important thing, the Trojans finding their 4th conference win, 12th win on the year. Quality win against sectional opponent. Now we get to see these JV girls get a chance to play some varsity time. They kind of played some of these girls here last night. We got a blocking foul on the Cavaliers.
The only conference game we've not played is North Judson.
That'll be coming up
There's
in
not that many conference games.
next
Yeah, I know that. That's why I was looking at it.
2 Friday nights.
2 Friday nights, 2 weeks from today.
It's on a Friday?
Yep, because they'll be at North Judson on that Friday night.
And Saturday night
will be a triple header.
Triple header.
Yeah,
Freshmen play at 5
Good grief.
on that Saturday night. Yep.
That'll be at home.
So yeah, we'll have freshmen, and then we'll have the JV, and then we'll roll right into the varsity. 3 for 1.
Is that for boys?
Boys.
Yep.
On that Saturday night.
It's on a Saturday. Interesting.
Maya Williams drives, kicks it to Overmeyer, and she'll get that one to go. Goes to Emily Bug now, down to King. Inside a minute to go in the ball game. Banks couldn't quite clear the sideline. Danica Kuntz will check in for Kinsey Atkins. Goes to Kuntz now. Gets it knocked away by Pugh. Trying to hold on to win here. So the boys get ready for their matchup coming up next. Like we said, it'll be on a second or different stream.
Try to have it about 10 to 12 or 12, 15 minutes after this conclusion.
And that's going to, nope.
Yeah, I say the clock should have kept on going.
And that's going to do it as the Trojans are going to win here 71-34 for another conference win. And the Cavaliers will fall to 4-12 in the season, still looking for that first conference victory. So Kenny will read the stats, and I'll get ready for the next game. We'll be back on the Triton Trojan Sports Network as Kenny will read off stats here.
All right, looks like it finally got across there. So the Trojans finished 18-25. Free throws, Culver did not make it to the line. Two-pointers, 22 of 48. Culver 11 of 21. 3 of 12 compared to 4 of 19. And Triton had 15 and 27 turnovers for the Cavaliers. Leading the Cavaliers was Sieber with 8, Peterson with 7, Pugh with 6, Garland with 4, Overmeyer 3, Burnt with 2, and Hamilton and Overmeyer also with 2. Leading the Trojans, big way there with Addison Veers at 32 points. Yates 19, Faulkner with 9, Atkins with 6, Bulis and Hensley each with 2, and Bug with 1. So, like we said, thanks for watching. We're going to switch it over to another stream. We'll probably have it up in about 12 to 15 minutes. So we'll join you over there.